I really want to ask about the Oilers because when I see the highlight reel tapes you Shrimpy back in the day, all the skill, all the style that the bucket, just like all the style you had back in the day, I'm thinking like this guy was like made to be an Edmonton Oiler. And you get drafted in 2004. They go through what seems like it really has never ended, the shitstorm minus having McDavid and Draisaitl. With how bad the teams were in the late 2000s, early 2010s, I'm curious, like, why wouldn't they give you that opportunity when you were so successful? When you mentioned getting comfortable finally in Long Island, you were like zero point 0.6, zero point 0.7 points per game. Like, you got comfortable. There's your sample size, but they never gave it to you.
It was like oil and water, to be honest with you. From day one, it didn't feel good. Did some couple things on my own that didn't help my cause. I remember I had a big episode when my 19-year-old year, just at the end of camp, someone called me and told me they were going to cut me, and it just like melted me. And I had, just not a good moment for me. Like, so that with the guys, it kind of made a little bit, but it wasn't anything crazy. That being said, also like it just didn't fit. Like I never felt supported like at all. And the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, 7 games in 3 years as a first rounder. Like, I don't have to sit here and tell a poor me story, but like, also I'm not going to sit here like an angel. Like, again, probably could have been more mature and did some things differently. But that being said, I didn't have a crazy story doing something stupid to not be able to give an opportunity. But anyways, it just went that it wasn't going to work. And at the end, like, I was excited because it changed management and it changed coaching. And then it's Pat Burns and Tom Rennie. Like, I thought there was going to be light at the end of the tunnel there, and it just, they had a different game plan going on, but they were awesome. Like, they liked me, and they were like, "Listen, we're going to give you a different, a fresh start. I think that's what you need." Pat Quinn I was excited because he reminded me a lot of my grandpa, like just the way he carried himself, the way he talked, and the way he treated people. I was kind of stoked for that opportunity. It just didn't work out, but yeah, but I didn't feel good there at all. Didn't feel supported. For me, I kind of need that. I need to feel like I'm believed in, and people are on my side, so to speak. For me, it felt like I was fighting upstream the whole way, and you know, a couple times here and there, I didn't do anything to help myself.
Would that be more like a personal thing, like you not feeling supported, or do you think it was them in general weren't supporting guys?
It's tough. It's like open forum here, but like, for instance, I got called up in my last year and did well. Like, had 3 points in 4 games, and I played first star down in LA, and then I got sent back. I knew that I was getting sent down though. There was a block of time. That was the first time it was pretty good communication. It was like, hey, you're here for 2 weeks until so and so gets back. So after 2 weeks, I got sent down. Then I got sent down, and that next week, someone else got injured, and I didn't get called back up. And the media asked a question about why it wasn't me, and there was just an unbelievable response that like threw me under the bus. Like, I wasn't even there. I didn't ask the question. It wasn't like, I got a kid now and they ask a million times. It's not like I asked, why not me? Why not me? Like, what it's like. You're a parent. Like, sometimes you can be like, just shut up.
Hmm.
But for this instance, like, I wasn't the one to ask, but I got thrown under the bus with the answer that was replied. And that was really an indicator of like, okay, like, it's never going to happen here.
I mean, one example that comes to my mind, like I think you played with Devin Dubnyk in Springfield, right?
Yep.
Like, Doobie was one of my favorite goalies growing up, but it looked like he was blossoming in Edmonton, and then they just threw him to the Wolves, ran him out of town, ran him out of the league, and then finally gets a fresh start, meets Sean Burke in Phoenix, and I guess it would have been Arizona at the time, reinvents his game, Vezina Trophy winner, and then how many other star players have they had where they've gone on to be incredibly successful outside of the dumpster fire? And I can't help but, from an outsider consumer, look at what was you at the time and why they're not giving you an opportunity with how many other guys didn't get an opportunity and like how successful you could have been in, I guess, the dumpster fire team that they were running at the time.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, it was wild. Like, what it could have, should have. And, for me, it's super important what your start is and how you start and what kind of traction you can get under your feet with a good start. And a lot of us didn't get a good start. It's just uncertainty and don't know what's going on. And, I don't know what to call it, but like, it didn't make sense what players were getting called up. It's not for you to say. You just shut your mouth and play. But again, when you have 3 points in 4 games, and then the next week a first liner goes down in the show, and they call up a fourth liner from the minors, you just like, you want to pound your head off a wall. You're like, well, it makes no sense. A lot of that. I think a lot of us had the same. So I'm not special in that degree, but it was frustrating at times for sure. Like, just everybody's uncertain. nobody's kind of getting what they want, and you sort of lose hope.
Hey, more hockey content. It's might be old, it might be new, it might be a full episode, it might be a half episode, but you can click these boxes because who doesn't like clicking boxes?